Good morning, everybody. So we're back out on trail. We are in Cresco, Pennsylvania today. I'm glad you guys joined me. And we're going to be taking on a short and what shouldn't be a too difficult of a trail today with the Devil's Hole. So we're All Trails has it listed at 3.1 miles. About 360 or 70 feet of elevation gained, all according to All Trails, which anybody who's ever used All Trails knows that it's not the most accurate thing ever, but I can't imagine it's going to be that far off. What we're doing out here today is we're keeping an eye out for some old remains, building remains, of they're not really sure quite what it used to be. It's rumored, nobody can quite figure out the research on it. It's rumored it might have been a ski lodge, might have been an old speakeasy, might have been a private club, might have been some weird combination of all three. So, but we're going to go take a look nonetheless. Should be a fun one today. The trail itself isn't too tough. I think we've got to wind up getting our feet a bit wet today. I know this one's got a handful of creek crossings, and we've had a bit of rain over the last couple of days, so it is still pretty wet and dreary out here, but that's okay. I wore my junkier hiking shoes today so I don't have to be bothered with some wet feet. And so that's it for now. You can see here I just came down from the parking area. I'm only a couple hundred yards in. A lot of rhododendron down here. Some of it's still blooming. Looks like I just missed a lot of it though. If I may have been here a couple of weeks ago, probably would have been a lot of beautiful rhododendron bloom down here, but that's all right. Nonetheless, we're out here, so I'm going to start making my way a little further down this trail. I'm glad you guys made it. Well, this certainly didn't take long, so only about 1/10 of a mile, maybe if I'm lucky 2/10 of a mile into this trail. We got to get our feet wet already. We're down here at Devil's Hole Creek. This is what the trail is named after. I don't know. Devil certainly seems like may have had some good taste in creeks at least. So, but here we are. We got to cross. Got to get our feet wet. And all right, guys, I'm going to keep it going. So definitely a pretty trail, and the Devil's Hole Creek here is awfully pretty in its own. Got through our first water crossing, and less than a quarter mile into this thing, got our second water crossing. So if you're down here doing this trail, definitely a beautiful trail for sure, but you're gonna get your feet wet. Let me tell you, this water's cold. I'm a little surprised. The last week we had a bunch of like 90-something degree days, a couple of 100-degree days last week. Didn't get much hiking in, but yeah, this water's freezing. So definitely kind of feels good. Today's a bit overcast in the low 70s, so much better hiking weather today. All right, here we come. I can see them from here. There's the remains that we're looking for. So I'm going to start for what's close to us here. Got what looks like over here to my left, maybe perhaps an old grill, barbecue, like a pit. And you can see off to my right over here, we've got a couple of old chimneys. Pretty cool. So we're going to explore some more, but we're going to go over here and check this out first. Okay guys, let me tune out my stuff here and I'll restart it up once I get in. So we're down here next to Devil's Creek. I'm just looking see if I can find a bit of an easier way into here. Looks like some of this has turned into a pretty big party spot. If I can't find a better, oh, this one looks like it'll be okay. You can see down here there's people exploring. Pretty amazing. So, and the little bit of research I was able to do, it doesn't seem like anybody can quite figure out what this is the remains of. You can see this is probably 25-30 feet tall to the top, an old fireplace, and then we got another one right next to us here. And then a lot of the old building foundation behind it. Nobody can quite figure out, though, it seems, what this place once was. Really nothing on record. I guess the rumors is that down behind me here, there was once a ski slope up there. I've seen some people finding some old pulleys, like with some cable over there. We're going to take a look as soon as we're done exploring this stuff, as if it was from a ski lift, like, you know, like maybe perhaps a rope tow kind of thing, or some kind of lift that would take you up. I'll see. After we're done here, we're going to go see if we can find it. I've heard other people say that this was some kind of speakeasy or private club. May have been some weird combination of all of those things, for all I know. Pretty amazing, though. I mean, this is obviously old, but not that old. You know, there's some cinder blocks in here, a lot of metal work in here. I'm gonna go down here just to an old some kind of heater or something. So, you know, it's not like this thing was 200 or 300 years old, but might have been 70 years old or something, so who knows. I wish I could figure this out. A lot of old remains down here, this is very cool. All right, guys, I am going to keep exploring. If I happen to find anything in this foundation here that might prove interesting. Looks like this was an old piano. M. Schultz. Looks like an old piano frame to me. Pretty cool. You got an old radiator here, the old school kind. All right, guys. I'm going to keep exploring, and if I find anything that I find interesting, I will definitely be putting it on camera for you guys. All right, so you can see here, I'm, I don't know, about 200, maybe 150 yards up from where those remains, the building remains were over here. And you can kind of see, I'll try to zoom in on it or make sure that the camera finds a way to pick it up again. You know, this old wall here, I mean, rocks naturally don't quite get stacked like that. You know, we got a little bit of it on each side here. Maybe they were trying to reroute some of the creek here down closer to the old the structure that was down here to make sure there was water or plumbing or I don't know. I have a feeling though, if I'm going to keep looking, I'm going to keep finding. So, all right, guys. So I'm going to keep looking. So yeah, I just continuing down the trail here. It's another one of these. It looks like it may have been a barbecue pit, fire pit of some kind, chimney. I wish I could go back in time and figure out what this was, I guess. And the surrounding areas are awful beautiful. Sure is. It is definitely a pretty area down here. Very lush and green. Beautiful stream down here with some cascades. I would enjoy this hike if, even with or without the remains of that old building down there. Okay, so I'm over here. I haven't found much. He's found that this is the other little, what it seems to be, was some kind of fireplace or flue over here. I think it might be worth coming back here maybe in the off season, you know, when there's not so much not so many leaves on the trees, not so much undergrowth. It might be easier to actually look for some things that used to be here. You can see how full and lush all these ferns are. I bet you can find some things under here. I think I saw the Wandering Woodsman was up here once, and he had uncovered a couple of things that I'm just not finding, and I'm sure it has something to do with just all the undergrowth out here. It does look as though, and I could be just making stuff up, it does happens to all. It's kind of similar to the Mandela effect. Looking up the hill over here, I kind of just see a lot of sections that look like they were have grown at different rates, and by that I mean some areas where they look like it looks like it may have been cut down because there's some younger tree growth and some older tree growth that's kind of been pushed aside, not really pushed aside, but separate. So then maybe it was a ski slope up here, I don't know. But yeah, very interesting nonetheless. Definitely kind of a cool little find down here. So I'm going to keep wandering around for a few more minutes. I have a little time today, just not quite all day, but